What's goody, everybody? It's your boys, Kain and TJ here on the 2 Kill Time Podcast. 4 years of your favorite podcast on all podcast streaming platforms like Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. TJ, as I just mentioned in our intro, how you doing, buddy? It is our 4-year anniversary to the day that this episode is going to come out. It has been 4 years.
Damn.
It's
4 fucking years, man.
It's unreal to think about. 4 years, 83 episodes, countless memories, multiple guests on, several double guest appearances. And there's something that I didn't send to you because I didn't do this until after I wrote up the questions. Something we used to do on this podcast was mention how many views and listens and like downloads and stuff that we got early on. And I think the last time we mentioned it was like 1,500. It was early on. It was in season 1. And the odds of this happening not to the day, but to the episode that this comes out and on the day that we look up, obviously today is the 19th. We know that, the listeners don't, but now they do. On the 19th, when I looked this up at approximately 4:30 p.m. or just after I sent you the messages, on Apple, so just an Apple podcast, we have a total of 536 listens. That's our lowest count for any platform. On Spotify, we have 2,009. On YouTube, we have 3,566. And RSS total is 3,890. And I know we're not that good at math, and they can't do that in your head. But if you add those numbers up, it's 10,001 listens over 4 years, almost to the day that we hit 10,000 listens on this podcast. So shout out to the listeners. Thank you guys for listening for the last 4 years. Unreal. Again, unplanned. I haven't checked that in forever, years, at least since this season. And it's just crazy to think that when I added them all up, it came out to 10,001 as of today. And we're now 4 years total into this podcast.
Bro, that is wild, actually. 10,001.
Yeah.
The one was.
One over. So Hill's episode got us there. Episode 82 put us over 10,000 listens across all our platforms. Did you think we would still be doing this, man, 4 years later? Did you think this was something that you foresaw back in the day?
Truthfully, if you asked me back then, I probably would have hoped we were still doing it, but thought we wouldn't. We probably wouldn't be.
See, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Like back then, I really just thought, I don't know. I always believe I'm just going to continue doing something. Obviously, there's burnout and whatnot, but through 4 years and 83 episodes, it's crazy to think that we've come this far. And especially like the jolt of viewership and listens that we had at the beginning was really crazy. Yep. I mean, I think in our first 8 episodes, we had like 1,500 or so listens. So 8,500 over the last 72 or whatever the number is obviously not as much, but we not obviously we do appreciate that. But I think at the beginning I really did think we were gonna be here. I don't plan on stopping this. I mean, I love the podcast. Like even when we weren't doing it, I wanted to start it. I honestly want to do more than just this. I want to do more than just this podcast. I'd love to like start a second one with other people and keep these going and maybe start a network or whatever. But what did you think back in the day that this podcast would become, or is it what you thought it would be? Is this what you dreamed the TKT podcast was?
I mean, I don't know how to I guess I didn't have like the highest expectations. You know, like I thought it would mainly be us fucking around, just shooting the shit, catching up, whatever. I thought it was basically a good excuse for us to chat for like an hour or so a week.
Yeah,
but I didn't anticipate us running this long, I will say.
Yeah, I think that the pod definitely isn't what I thought it would become. It's not. I definitely never thought it would just be us two on here. I never thought that 4 years later, like we would still be pushing out episodes, even though after a year hiatus, especially after that. I think it's what I want it to be. There's a lot more growth. I think not in terms of like viewership, listeners, or anything like that, but like in terms of what I want the actual podcast to end up being. in terms
Right.
of being more serious while also still having that comedic fun, like wild appeal that I think we have. But I wouldn't say this is what I thought the podcast would be. I hope it becomes more than this. Not that I'm
Yeah.
thankful or ungrateful for this, but I really do hope that this is just the beginning. 4 years in, I hope we keep doing this for years to come. What do you remember about season one the most? 4 years ago now.
Oh man, the most is just like truthfully being like excited to do it, being like, man, we got a banger coming up, we got a good
Yeah,
funny idea, da 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 da. So I just remember like at first being like, man, we're actually doing it. Like this is fun.
yeah.
Fucking, you know.
I I
What about you
really
though?
my favorite part about season one, like my biggest memory really is just like all the stupid conversations like during the trivia section, which we're gonna be doing here in a little bit. Um I put into like I looked at all the old YouTube transcripts, so all 82 episodes, and put
Oh
in
shit.
uh like find the best one-liners and just the stupid shit that we used to say. Like that I have a couple quotes in here for trivia, but like there were so many that I was like, man, I'm so dumb, bro. Like it's so funny. Um I
Yeah,
really
dude, I can
all
only
the
imagine.
it's weird because looking at the viewership today and the listens, like the iconic moments for us, like just those episodes aren't heavily listened to. They're just sneaky
No.
shit in them, and it's so funny. What do you think that we did early on that was the hardest for you?
Um, I don't know if it was I guess like trying to figure out the logistics of just how to do a podcast. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like trying to figure out a good flow, how to speak, not jump in on top of each other.
yeah.
I would say that was probably the hardest for me.
It's for me. It was always the finding. I've always been comfortable in front of a camera. I've been doing this like type of stuff for almost a decade, like 8 years, which is crazy to
Mhm.
think about, but
Damn.
the hardest part for me was like trying to guide the conversation, especially early on. I mean, sometimes we just didn't have a lot to say on a certain subject, or one person would just be like, yeah, and it was the end. And we still do that kind of now. But I feel like I've gotten a
Yeah.
lot better on guiding conversation and finding like a darker answer. So, or a darker question. So, that was
Yeah.
definitely hard at first, but I feel like we've gotten a lot better at that. And I'd really like to take this moment to revisit some iconic moments here. I'm gonna try because we're recording this early. I don't know how much time I'm gonna have with. We have family coming down this weekend. I'm gonna try and go back and clip these moments so we can put in the original, like argument.
Ah,
But
that'd
some
be
of the
good.
most
Yeah.
iconic moments, like I mentioned earlier, are on episodes that people just don't listen to or didn't get a lot of listens back then. And one of the most iconic moments was the horse-sized duck or a
Yeah.
hundred
Yeah.
duck-sized horses. That I want to say was like episode 3. It was early, right?
I
This,
was gonna say it had to have been one, two, or not
yeah.
one, but two or three.
I'd have to go back and look at what episode it was. And
I'm gonna
when I
check right now.
when I did those one-liners, like I typed in all the transcripts, chat GBT, and was like, what were the best one-liners? One of them was like me saying, in that grand scheme of things, we were doing a lot of 1v1 Coliseum battles in that episode.
We were definitely yeah.
And we were talking about, like, could I take on Batman? And I was like, yeah, you give me a sword and Batman a sword, he's going down. I'm winning. And I was like, I've held a Nerf
Oh my
sword way more than
god.
Batman has. And Travis was like, wait, so you think you can beat Batman, but you can't beat a duck? And I responded back with, like something along the lines of like, yeah, Travis, it's a 6 foot man, not a fucking 12-foot duck. There's a
Not a
difference, man.
12-foot duck.
And
It was
that
episode 2, by the way.
damn. So yeah, super early, but that to me is like one of my favorite iconic moment for sure. Or like any
This
of
is
the animal versus animals, like the crocodile versus moose or alligator versus moose. Banger. What do you got
Oh
going on?
yeah, that was I don't the sun is fucking me up. You see that?
Yeah.
Dead straight into the eyeball
Mm-hmm.
there. Give me one moment
Go
here.
ahead and adjust those blinds, but
I'll
yeah,
just
that
turn those down.
the alligator and it didn't help at all. The alligator and moose was one of my favorite ones. Like, I don't think I could take an alligator, but I think I could take a moose more than I could take an alligator. Um, I
Yeah.
just, you know what I
Hot.
mean? It's
It's meant to be.
yeah. I was gonna say you kind of just
I'm
gotta
just dealing with
rock
it.
it out. You gotta rock it out.
Yeah.
Um,
I,
what was some of the iconic moments that you had that you wanted to talk about? I have a couple more, but those are the two that always stand out to me the most.
I mean, I was gonna say, obviously, the horse-sized duck is the one that always comes to mind. I thought we were stuck on ghosts for a while,
Yeah,
ghosts and kind of like paranormal
that
activity.
was an
So
early
like
episode too. That was like top 5 episodes.
that, yeah, I was gonna say that might be. I don't even remember, but probably top five. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
that's
thought
early.
like we were stuck on the ghosts for sure for a minute. But I don't know. I mean, the one, the like IPAs that
Yeah,
that episode. I'm trying to think of what that one is. The
I think
man
yeah, I think it's
obsessions.
literally called like IPAs and man obsessions or something like that. WWE IPAs, that type of shit.
Yeah. That one was always good. So like I don't know. I just there's there's so many, but I do notice when I was looking back that a lot of them were early. So
Yeah,
did we hit our peak?
honestly, we might have, but we'll get to that in a minute. I have a fact for you that may astound the listeners as well. Just going off of our meteoric rise in the beginning, I think it's really we just went from like being in the beginning just talking like boys having conversations about funny things, and then we started to have guests on. It got more serious, got more structured, and then we went back
Yeah.
to just like the crazy stuff again, like every once in a while. But really, I think what it was is we got probably what 10 to 12 episodes in, and then like Travis was gone for a couple episodes, and then you were gone a lot because you were working nights, and like I have a solo
Yeah.
episode, or me and Haley were on. So there were a lot of conversations in season 1 that just went under the radar because there just wasn't a need to say listen to that episode. We could have gotten away with not going an episode every week. I just like being consistent about posting. I always have. Um, I think it goes a long way in terms of like beating things or growing. But another iconic moment, two of them, is orange juice with pulp. That's a
Yeah.
top
That
5.
one's on the mind.
And the moon. I mean, you could honestly put this up there with 9/11. Um, we
It's up there.
always come back to the moon and 9/11 and orange juices pulp. Like those are the three things that I think stand out the most about this podcast. And if you haven't listened to previous episodes, you gotta go back. I
Listen to
couldn't tell.
those.
The moon one was early as well. It was probably like the 15th or so.
I'm gonna try to
Um,
find it.
don't look it up because I got trivia questions. Don't look it up.
Oh,
I don't want you to
sorry.
know the title. I don't want you to know the title. But I want to say it was like 12 or 13. Um, that we were in that
So
area
definitely early.
of the moon, pulp, horses, and ducks. And that brings me to TKT trivia. I wanna test your trivia. Obviously, I know the answers. I have them in front of me,
Yeah.
but this will also be a really good gauge for the viewers as well. I really like these questions, and the first one is simple. We know the answer to it. What does TKT stand for?
I'll give him a second to answer at home.
Gotcha. Okay, chat. What do you think?
Chat.
Wrong.
TKT stands for to kill time. And if you don't know that, you haven't
But
heard our intro.
what's the second meaning?
Oh,
Where did the
see,
TKT start?
see, see, this is less known. This is a more hidden fact here.
Right,
Our original trio, if you will, was you, me, and Travis,
right.
which just so coincidentally happened to be TJ, Kain, and Travis. So TKT. And then we
TKT.
were like,
We were
to kill
trying to
time.
find a play off of our initials, and the first thing it might have been the second because I think the first one we were going with time to kill, and we were like, no, it just
Yeah,
doesn't flow. So then we went
TKJ.
with to kill time, which is where your favorite podcast of all podcast streaming platforms comes from. I actually,
Yeah,
I've been talking about the podcast a lot lately because I think we've been having really good conversations, and
I agree.
I've been trying to get people to listen to it, which seems to be
Same.
working. Seems to be working. And I did the intro today at work because they were like, "What? How do you like start your episodes? Like, what do you just start talking?" I was like, "No," and then I ripped off the spiel, and they're like, "Oh, word," and I was like, "Yeah, no, that's pretty legit, man. Pretty legit.
No, yeah.
We do this thing for real. Do this thing for real." The
We
second one
out
I
here.
have for you is
Okay.
who said this?
Mm.
What's the undercard? Squirrel versus rat? Question. If you can get the episode.
What's the undercard? Squirrel versus rat. That feels like a quick little quip, quick
Mm-hmm.
little slide in. So it's not one of the hosts.
It's one of the hosts. Yeah, no. All the who said it is us. I think I only have
Okay, got you.
two. I have two who said it's in here. There's a lot
I'm gonna
more that I could
say
throw out, but
that sounds like a Travis thing.
so it's along the lines of that, but it was my reply to Travis
Okay.
because we were talking about the moose versus alligator, and it developed obviously
Mhm.
thoroughly,
Yeah.
as you
Yeah.
recall, and somehow we compared it to UFC versus boxing, and that was the quip
Because the
was,
wrestling
yeah, what's the
verse.
undercard? Squirrel versus rat, like what's a comparable argument? Um,
Yeah.
but that was a good one.
Oh, that's yeah.
I want to pull
Damn.
up
All
some
right.
more because I only
0
have
for
one
1.
more after that. But who was our first guest? If you can name the episode, bonus points.
Damn, our first guest
Mm-hmm.
was anyone before Troy?
Nope, that is the correct answer. Is Troy? And when
Okay.
I wrote down this question, I was like, man, who was it? Because I know we had like people on early,
It
but
was
I
early.
knew my dad wasn't first because they had came down after we had like started recording.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember anyone before Troy, so that's what I guessed, and it was
I'm
correct, much like yourself.
I'm trying to think of the name though. We used to name them kind of longer. So is it like talking mental health to kill time or something
It's
along those lines?
so that was before we started doing like the 2 kill time and everyone, but it was let me see, I have it written right here somewhere. Mental health and life of a soldier is the name
Ah,
of
shit.
it.
Okay.
So you were pretty
So
close. You were pretty close.
I'll get a half. I'll get a
Yeah.
half for there.
We'll give you a half a point. Sure. Uh what is the title of episode 15? This is in my argument a top 10 iconic episode for the 2 Kill Time podcast.
Episode 15. Is that?
It's not
That feels
episode
right
15.
in the ballpark. Is that me and you talking about the moon?
It is me and you talking about the moon. You nailed it.
That felt right in the
Dis-
fucking right in the
TJ and
wheelhouse.
Kain discuss why the moon isn't real. A very formal title. Uh, that one again is probably my favorite episode. Like just because of
That's a good
how
one.
dumb the conversation is and the fact that we stand by it to this day.
100%.
The next question we have here in TKT Trivia is how many episodes has Haley been featured? And I don't mean like popped in. I mean like she was in the episode
Full
talking.
episode?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I had to
Okay,
go back and
let me
count.
think for a second.
I would have thought it was more than this number, but I also think this is pretty high.
Okay, so I know she just recently did one with you when
Yep.
I wasn't able to film.
So it's including that one. That's included.
Okay. So that's one. We had the episode with her.
Mm-hmm.
We had 2 episodes with her that I can think of off the top of my head. Um, there's probably more though. Cause she
I'll give
I'm
you
just
a
gonna
hint.
guess and
There
say
was
4.
I think there was I'll give you a hint. I can't remember how many were in season 2, but I think there was only 1 or 0, but there was definitely 0 in season 3.
Okay. So I knew there was a bunch early. You know, she was the stand-in.
Yeah.
So I'll go 5. I'll go 5 though.
You are close. It is 7. It is 7
Yes.
episodes. So they're in season 1. I think there's like 3 or 4, and then this year I think there was like 1 or 2 in season 2, and then 1 this year so far. I think, or maybe 2 this year already. I can't remember, but she is in 7 now.
Damn.
Something
That's
you brought up earlier was,
mm-hmm.
did we peak early? And here's a
Yep.
question
Yep.
for you: is what is our most listened to episode to date?
Mm. Is it the duck size horse?
No,
It's not. Okay.
nope.
Okay. Hold on. Hold on.
It's
Rebuttal guess.
it's close. So I think that one's top 5 or top 10.
Oh man. Um.
This is across all platforms as well. So YouTube, RSS, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
Maybe. Okay. So I'm thinking like maybe it's one of the guest episodes, but I'm trying to think of like which one. Like it could be Pops. Could definitely.
I'll give you
Could
a
also
hint.
be Troy though.
It's not Pops. Pops was 3rd.
Pops was 3rd. Okay, so he's
Mm-hmm.
up there though.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a guest or non-guest?
Non-guest.
That makes it much more tough. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna say one of my personal favorites, the fast food bracket.
Nope. It is episode 1. Our
What?
first episode was our number 1
Oh
listen to.
fuck!
We had 472 listens. The only thing that doesn't count is actually Apple Podcasts. We had 472 listens or views on that episode. Number 1.
So we
So it's
number one peaked,
yeah, it's probably actually sitting
slow
somewhere around
descend.
like 600 or so listens. I didn't check Apple Podcasts before I left work, but so it's up there. It's up there. Which,
Okay.
to be
Okay.
fair, again, our first like 8 episodes were bangers in my opinion. After that,
Oh
like I
yeah.
said, it kind of got a little scarce with the hosts for a little while. Speaking of hosts, this is another iconic moment. What item did we list or declare a war crime?
What
I think we've only done this one time. We may have joked, but this is one that we were serious about.
Oh shit. Damn, that sounds so familiar too.
It's you're if you don't get it, you're gonna be mad. Like truly, you won't be
You
happy with
said
yourself.
okay. What did we call a war crime?
Yes. What item did we list or declare a war crime?
Item. Okay, this is gonna piss me off.
Item is it's tough because I can't say.
No, I got you.
Yeah, I can't
Say too
say
much,
an
it'll give it away.
action. Yeah.
Oh man, I'll tap. I don't know.
It is pulp and orange juice. We declared a war crime. That if you drink it, just drink or eat an orange.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It absolutely is.
I agree. It was a little 2v1 situation there. I wanted to throw
Yeah.
in another one of these quotes because I have one more, but it was also me, and I kind of gave it away earlier. It was like, you give me a sword, you give Batman a sword, and I'm fucking winning. That was me. Let's see. Going off of the pulp in OJ,
Yep. Yep.
that'd be like asking for apple juice with chunks of fucking apple in it.
I think that was me.
It was indeed.
Yeah.
It was indeed. Let's see if I can find another one here for
Yeah, I was gonna
something
say
else.
that sounds like something I'd say.
Where the fuck is it? Man, oh man, I lost it. I'm like trying to find it in this response. Anyways, doesn't matter. So that wraps up our TKT trivia and brings us to a question that was posed to me of how different do you think the person that the guy sitting across from you is after 4 years. So obviously this is me asking you that. How different do you
Sure.
think I am 4 years later from when we started recording this podcast every day?
I think you have a lot of similarities still from 4 years ago.
I don't think I've changed
For
that
the
much.
most, I was gonna say for the most part, yeah. Like I don't know if that sounds like disrespectful, but I don't notice like a crazy difference. I
Yeah.
would say you just fine tuned everything
Yeah.
better.
Locked in, I don't know.
Yeah,
I would almost say the same thing about you. Obviously, a lot's changed in your life, but I think you've kind of stayed true to who you are in that aspect. I don't think I'm sure if you go back and listen to our podcast, we'll stand by a lot of the stuff that we said. Maybe there's some crazy take that I'm not aware of that maybe we said something, but
maybe.
I don't know it. So I don't think we've changed
Not
that
that I could think
much.
of.
Yeah, I don't think we've changed that much in terms of our viewpoint of our stance on a lot of stuff we spoke about on this podcast. But what is something that we talked about that you never thought we would publicly? Like, what's something that not even just us talk about together, but something that you would talk about on a podcast? Doesn't have
Sorry,
to
that
be
kind of
like
broke in and out. What was the front half of that question?
what's something that we talked about on this podcast that you didn't think you'd speak about publicly?
Ah, okay. That's a good question. I guess because we've covered like insecurities and like mental health battles a lot,
Yeah,
and I guess I would be surprised that I would say that on camera
yeah,
for just everyone to judge, if you will, listen, however
yeah.
you want to call it. I would say probably that. I was surprised, but what about you?
For me, it's just the opportunity to be able to have like harder conversations with guests, like you said, not necessarily just mental health, but like having my dad on the podcast to like talk about, more than
Yeah,
just cars, like actually talk about life, or like having Troy on. Like Troy's one of my best friends, and to be able to hear his story to at least the level of extent that we did early on the pod. Um, and that's something that I'm really grateful for is just um, having that opportunity. There's a couple people that really want to be on the podcast. Martine,
yeah,
Ryan, Hayden. I'm actually going to be recording an episode with Haley's dad while he's down here. Just only reason it's going to be me and him is it's a little bit easier, and I assume it's probably going to get a little bit more personal just because we're with each other, and it's a lot harder for him to hear in that aspect
yeah, yeah.
of not having a second headset. But like that's an opportunity I really look forward to. I'm really grateful for to have those conversations with people. What's something that you would say you're grateful for because of the podcast?
Um, I'm, I, it's a little weird saying it now that it's only you and I, but I was glad that like it always brought us together consistently. Like even
Yeah,
if, um, like I'm glad that we were able, like you said, to kind of dive into people's lives a little deeper than maybe we even thought we did
yeah,
until bringing them on here.
yeah.
Um, so probably I would say that being able to have like a deep sit down that wasn't like we're hammered at a fire doing it.
Yeah, it's definitely like, I mean, again, look at the earlier episodes where like you were working nights or Travis was gone. I think it opened up a lot, especially early on. And obviously, miss having Travis on the pod. That was the whole
For
point of the
sure.
podcast was getting the boys on and having those conversations. Obviously, he still has an impact. We still talk about him all the time. We talk to him every day. It's just with circumstances, it made sense to keep going with the podcast. Um, but that's something I'm really grateful for is to be able to look back and say we have these conversations, and God forbid anything
Yeah,
happens. There's conversations with multiple people that I think will help others, not just us, or something to look
for
back
sure.
on in the long run.
Yeah.
That brings us to our next segment, which is the TKT Awards, 4 years of 83 episodes. This is 83, so 82 episodes we're going off of. And again, I took everything, typed in every transcript into ChatGPT, and obviously consulted with a bunch of people as well about what episodes they thought were the best. So our first award is the best episode in the history of TKT as of 8/19/2026. And the nominees are episode 7, Troy and Mental Health in the Life of a Soldier, Episode 8, Pops joins the boys. Episode 15, TJ and Kain discuss why the moon isn't real. And number 81, one of the most recent episodes, is Driven to Success to Kill Time. Those are the 4 nominees. TJ, feel free to submit your vote, and I will say mine after.
So my vote would be TJ and Kain discuss the moon.
I do thoroughly enjoy that episode. I think for me, I really want to go with one of the early episodes just because of how much like those stories mean, in my opinion, to the TKT brand or the TKT podcast. But it's really, I think it has to be 15, just because of the impact that it's had over the course of 4 years. I mean, it goes beyond the podcast how much we joke about them. Like, I talk about that shit at work. Somebody will mention the moon, and I'll be like, "Oh, you mean the fake one, the one that's not real?"
You mean the hologram?
Yeah, you're talking about the space base and that looks like a moon. Yeah. So I think episode 15, as of today, is the best episode. Now, don't get me wrong; all the other 3 are really good. I really enjoyed having Riley on. A close 5th option was 82, the one with Hill that we just had. Really loved that episode. Really enjoyable. Talked about a lot of good stuff. But so that is our first award winner, episode 15. Obviously, that'll be a nominee. Hopefully next year when we do the same thing. Next award is for the funniest moment. We've already talked about a lot of these here on this episode, which is the nominees: horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses. Kain being able to beat Batman in a sword fight. Pause. Pulp and orange juice. Moose versus alligator and the Coliseum battles. So overall, like all the Coliseum 1v1s. Yep. And then finally the butthole plaque. Which was us actually talking about another podcast, but I think it's fucking hilarious. And it deserved to be in this conversation.
Yeah. We were gonna steal the plaque.
Before they get it
my personal favorite is, I'm torn between like the Coliseum stuff because those were always such a funny conversation to talk about, but like the horse-sized duck, man. See, that's gotta be.
This is where it's tough because the moose versus alligator and like all the 1v times we've talked about like, oh, us versus Batman or us versus like a lynx, biggest animal we could take.
Yeah.
You could argue that the horse-sized duck falls in this category. And that's my pick is the Coliseum battles. That's my pick. I think even if you take those out, there's so much funnier. Like on the grand scheme of things, if you compile all of those clips, that's a 35-minute episode, if not longer, in itself, of just us being buffoons about Coliseum battles.
Random matchups. Yeah, I'll agree with you.
Okay.
I definitely, because it's pretty much the same thing.
The next award is Dumbest Argument. The 4 nominees we have here are Is the Moon is Real, or If the Moon is Real, Pulp and Orange Juice, Hot Dog Sandwich, or is a hot dog a sandwich, and finally, Is lasagna a cake?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one. For me, I would say dumbest argument is Pulp and Orange Juice, because like
I don't think like if we're talking dumbest thing to talk about in general,
is the moon real?
It's the moon, but the dumbest argument is to put pulp in orange juice. This 100%. Is full pulp. I asked for some pulp.
I'll never forget when we went to fucking St. Louis and they fucked my whole breakfast up with that pulp.
I just like I can't stand pulp, man. It just it makes it too bitter almost. I don't know.
It does,
and I just don't want the you know what I mean the floaties. I don't want the floaties.
The chunk.
The next award is for most controversial takes. The moon being fake is the first nominee. Offensive language back in the day, which we've if you don't remember what that was about, we were talking about people saying certain words back in the day. Um,
Sure.
Modern parenting and kids with phones, and then past lives. I don't know why that's was a nominee from the transcripts, but past lives being a controversial take, I disagree with, but it is a nominee.
I see. I see. For me, controversial, probably modern parenting. I would imagine because
I th-
that's like,
that's what I was gonna go with was modern parenting and kids with phones. I'm sure we
yeah,
lost a few listeners there.
probably.
I'm
I'm not gonna
sure of
lie.
it. Within the last 2 weeks, we've went down in viewership.
Someone was like, "Fuck these guys." Yeah.
Fuck them kids, bro. Look around, bro. Look at life. Um, the next award is for most emotional moment. I thought this was very
Mm.
interesting because it compiled one into a nomination. But the first nomination is Troy opening up about mental health and the toll of being a soldier. Excuse me. Hill's discussion of divorce and love. Kain discussing stories left behind for future children or Endgame. Jaxo, which is RJ, that's another early episode, first feature here, discussing friendship, brotherhood, and rough periods. The final nomination is early mental health episodes and the boys discussing crying/anxiety.
Oh.
Yeah. Again, I don't know why it chose to compile them instead of picking one, but it did.
Okay. Um, for me, I would probably say Troy's episode
I
because
agree. Unanimous
it was
decision.
definitely, yeah.
It was,
I don't think
again,
we
just
really need
important
a bunch
to
of
me. I think it's a good
yeah.
conversation that everybody should go back and watch that episode. I think it's episode 7. Shout out if you guys want to check it out. Episode 7. The next one is the best guest that we've had on the podcast so far. The nominations were
Mm.
Haley, just because I think she was featured so much,
Yeah.
Pops, Hill, Riley, Troy, and Jeff were nominated as our best guests from ChatGPT.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Jeff episode was
Okay.
really good. I went back and listened to it
It
recently.
was.
It gets a little hectic there at the end, but it was a good episode.
I haven't listened to that one in a while. Best guess. We're gonna piss someone off.
Hey, or we're gonna make
Hey.
somebody really happy.
So yeah, that's true.
So Pops has
So
only
you
been
think
on
they?
once. Haley's been on 7
That's
times. Hill's been on twice. Riley's been on twice. Troy's been on once. Jeff's technically been on 2 or 3 times because there was one episode with him. He joined Chris's pod, and then you guys also went to Minnesota, which I think he was in there for.
I think so. Yeah. Best guess. I mean, did we say like? Because Haley's got the mass, content, the large discography there, or maybe the voters got a little Haley fatigue. You never know,
Yeah,
man.
who knows?
Like,
It's tough for me. Obviously, like we're close with all these people in a way. But
yeah,
for me, my favorite guest was my dad. Just being able to have that conversation with him.
for sure.
Does that make him the best guest? I don't know. I think I'm leaning to Haley or Riley. I
See,
think the conversations with Riley were really good.
that's what I was about to say. Is I was leaning towards Riley because every time he's came on, it's been
Been a good
very good
time,
episodes.
good conversations. He knows how to talk, and I'm gonna say Riley if that's a unanimous decision.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Perfect. Haley's gonna be pissed.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
she's gonna be so fucking mad.
the next award that we have is biggest fail, which is the nominations are the hiatus, so multiple, or we can just say the year one.
Okay,
Technological fails in episode 1, losing 3 hosts, and losing the early momentum.
3 hosts.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought you meant like 3 people as a host.
No.
Like we lost 3 of them. I was like,
No.
oh man, biggest fail. I mean, that's tough because like I feel like losing early momentum almost went with the hiatuses. Like if we really did, hammer on it,
Yeah.
could have been something different, I think. But
For
So
me,
I
it
would say,
is losing early momentum just because we were 10 to 15 episodes in. And then all of a sudden,
yeah,
like, it was you were gone or Travis was gone, and very unstructured for like 30 or 40 episode stretch there. And then having to, it almost felt like we were forcing episodes towards the end of that season.
I agree. I that was one question I wanted to ask you was like, do you ever kind of wish that we maybe step back from the once a week release and maybe went twice a week or
Every other.
every other week? Twice a
Um,
month?
yes and no. I think early on it just went really well. And then it was like, the reason why I felt forced is because it felt like towards the end of that first season, like I was the only one putting in effort to get like episodes out or like trying to plan things or anything like that, coming up with topics.
Yeah.
So it was really tough in that aspect for me. And like I said, just after probably the first 20 episodes or so, the conversations were harder because we didn't always have the other person there. I mean, the whole reason we did like the food bracket episode was because we knew Travis wasn't going to
We
be
had
there.
nothing.
Yeah, like we
Yeah.
had nothing to do. So like in a way, yes, I do wish that, but also I wish like we never stopped like taking a break or anything after season 1 went to every other week. Or one thing I
Yeah.
really want to do is pre-record episodes, which is kind of what we're doing this week. Um, I this week we're going to be recording this. Obviously, me and Haley's dad, and then Hayden needs to record before he starts college, so he wants to do that next weekend. And then obviously Martine, Ryan. I want to get Anthony
Yep.
on. There's a lot of
Yep.
people that I want to talk to. So, um, that for me is the winner, is losing that early momentum just because it felt like we didn't want to grind it out. We didn't want to keep going.
I agree. I I would still say our hiatus, but that's kind of like similar
Yeah,
thought
similar answer.
process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last award goes to biggest improvement. The nominations were overall topic structure, ability to transition from topic to topic, production, and our identity. It also threw in me as an interviewer, but I feel like that goes with ability to transition. I don't need to take credit for that.
Yeah.
So,
Um, biggest improvement. I would say probably I don't know about topic structure because I feel like sometimes you and I are just like, hey, let's try this week. You know,
yeah, and
it's
see if it
never like
works.
a yeah. So I would say probably the ability to like transition and kind of you
Yeah.
know
I think
like we
I think
could go crazy for a little bit, but the ability to kind of reel it back in and be like, all right,
I
blah blah
like
blah.
the one I don't like in this is our identity, because like I don't feel like we have one. We just talk about whatever. That's the whole point, is to kill time. Like that's the
Yeah,
entire point of the podcast. So I don't feel like we have
I
like an
agree.
identity in that way, which I do love. I hope our listeners enjoy that. But I think that has become the reason why we've been able to do that is because we found the ability to transition from serious to non-serious topics a lot of the times and have like a more in-depth conversation because of it. So I would say that as well.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That concludes the award ceremony. However, we are now going to be starting the TKT Hall of Fame. Each year
Oh
during the award
shit.
ceremony, we are going to be picking out one moment, person, or episode that belong in the Hall of Fame, each. So one each. Um, and it'll
Eh,
be encased forever. It'll be put into a different playlist on YouTube. It'll obviously still be in the season playlist, but it'll be put in a separate one, as well as like different iconic moments, as well after next week. So, what is your nominee or inductee for the TKT Hall of Fame 2026 inaugural class?
Oh shit. Um, can I look at the titles now? We're done
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
trivia,
yes,
correct?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Trivia,
I
trivia's
just
done.
wanted to see. I just wanted to see what number. Okay, so it was early on, but it's the entire episode 10,
Okay.
discussing music with a rocker, Dylan Freeman, to kill time.
Shout out. We did talk about that before this episode, not in this context, but yes, that was definitely one of
But
my
yeah,
more favorite episodes because I think he was on twice in season 1. And I feel
I think
like
so.
even though that one was definitely crazy and like the circumstances of that episode, like how it was filmed, was definitely
Yeah,
wild. But it was a really good conversation because I mean back then I knew Dill, but I didn't know much about him like in that aspect. I think we
yeah,
had only ever met in person a couple times prior to that episode, so it was definitely crazy. Um, and I like that answer. My inaugural inductee to the 2026 TKT Hall of Fame is the horse duck conversation, the duck sized horse or 100 horse sized ducks, or yeah,
that'd be
whatever.
right.
That'd be scary, 100 horse sized ducks. But that's my nomination. I think the inductee there, it deserves it. Deserves being in the Hall of Fame. I
He
hope to
does.
do this every year. Maybe we do multiple every year because by the time this year, or by the time next year, I guess. I mean, depending on how often we put out episodes. Obviously, I think we're going to be at 100 minimum.
Yeah,
Hopefully, we're at 100,000 listens by then. That'd be pretty sick. Um,
that'd be sweet.
thousand listens an episode. It's not that hard, guys. Just fucking keep
It's not.
replaying
Just
it. Replay it over and over. God, show
fall
some
asleep with it
love.
playing.
Yeah,
I
show
know.
some love, man. Um, what do you think the next year looks like for the Two Kill Time podcast?
I I I'm excited for the next year. Personally, I think we have a lot of people, as you said earlier, who want to come on. So I
Mm-hmm.
think we have a bunch of very good episodes in the near future.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know like what necessarily it's gonna look like. Probably this
yeah.
or similar.
Something
But I
that
mean,
I really want to try
mhm.
is like live recordings. Obviously, we record these live, but I mean, like, go to Cars and Coffee and like record while we walk
Oh,
around,
like
or
in
like,
person.
yeah, like
Yeah.
that type of stuff, or like, I think Riley and Hill are coming down here for like the first week of October or the last week of October, something in there.
Oh,
Riley's
nice.
really big into planes, so he wants to go like to Clarksville and shit, see if we can see like a helicopter or something. And I think it'd be cool to like sit there and like do that at an airfield and like just
That would
talk,
be
have him talk
actually
about planes or some shit, or like I don't know. We talked about doing the golf one. That one would be
the
really
golf.
hard, but we could do like a driving range sesh. That'd be sick.
That would
That
be
would be really
actually
cool if
that
we could like
that'd be
figure
way
that out.
easier to do.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool to figure out. Um, Obviously the logistics of all these are tough, but I hope that's what we look like in the
I hope
next
we can
year.
figure it out. Yeah.
Um,
I will
I
say I just hope it's tough cuz we're both broke.
right, right.
But like I hope the production value we find a way to not have it just be us sitting here all the time. I agree.
Yeah, I really want to
Even
find a
though,
way to do certain things. I have like a portable battery pack now for my phone. I'd love to get a camera, but don't have the money for it. But I have mics and
yeah,
everything that I think we can make it work. I think we can make it work. So that's what I would like to see. Do you think we make it another 4 years? Do you think this lasts? Um, Again,
I mean
I don't want to sit here and hold us to like a weekly schedule, right? Like I'm not going to say here, hey, 4 years we're going to do every week because that's going to be bullshit. That's going to be a lie.
that's crazy.
Um,
Yeah.
Unless like this starts paying money, right? Like shout out, love it, but
Then, you know, could be.
it's getting a bit difficult for that. But do you
Yeah.
think we'll make it 4 years? I mean, 4 years is 2030.
I mean, I hope so. Like you said, it probably won't. I would imagine there'll be another small hiatus or two throughout it, but yeah, I mean, I hope so.
I think we do, man. I don't see why. Like again, the whole point of the podcast is to sit here and have good conversations with good people and stay in touch was the whole point to kill time. So I don't see why
Yeah,
even a couple times a year we can't get together, whether it be, how many podcasts out there have 82 episodes or how many times have people created a podcast and made it this far, whether they have listeners or not. So I think we will. That being said, in 4 years, anything could change. Maybe connections, we rise up in the ranks of the podcast on all the
who
charts.
knows?
Who would be your dream guest?
Man, dream guest. Oh man, off the top of my head, I mean, LeBron would be really cool.
LeBron.
Just because, like, not even. that I'm like the biggest LeBron fan, but like the amount of stories
That
and
would be peak.
connections
Yeah,
that he has,
that'd be insane.
like we'd be able to talk about God knows what. So
Yeah,
I mean that would be super cool, but I mean I don't know, man. Who's yours?
mine would be Matthew McConaughey. I'd love to have him on. Just dude,
Oh, banger.
you listen to the
Yeah.
podcast he's on. That guy's got some shit to say, and I love it.
He's
Everything he
yeah.
says.
He's got some
Another
fire.
guy I would really love to hear their perspective uh, is Jeremy Clarkson. He doesn't do podcasts, and
Oh,
I'd love to
yes.
have him on, bro. That guy is
That'd be
funny.
sick.
That guy is hilarious.
See, the other one that was popping in my head is Adam Sandler.
Banger. I don't know if
I
he's
would
ever been
love
on a
it.
podcast.
I don't know, but
I
I'd
want
love
to.
to sit down and really discuss.
Speaking of something that I want to backtrack a little bit to the what do we plan on doing in like a year? What do we look like in a year? I
Yeah.
want to put out a tracker how many times we say a podcast or say podcast in episodes,
A podcast.
and
I like it. Get the total
just like constantly try to push the bar.
at
Like
the
set
over.
the Guinness World Record for saying podcast as many
The
times in
podcast
conversation. But I don't want it to be
during the
like corny,
podcast.
like podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. We just gotta flow it. No,
yeah,
I got you.
I want a tracker for that. But what number of views, listens, or say dollars would we have to make to say that we made it? In your opinion, 4 years in,
We made it.
yeah, like our podcast goaded.
Um. Oh, man, I would personally, just because I have high goals, I guess I would say that it's bringing in as much as our job does, or
True.
close to it, like to the point where we're like, holy fuck, this is really
Yeah,
something. I
I,
would say we get 100K listens.
that's what I was gonna say. Was like 100,000 listens and 100 episodes would be like okay, we got movement, or like even
Yeah,
just in general. But my thing would be like consistently like $1,000 a month is like, or even like $500 a month, $100 a month. I'd be like, all right, yeah, and
yeah.
we're doing something.
I don't know how it
Neither do
balances
I,
out. So
man.
I mean, yeah, probably yeah, like
I don't
a
even,
thousand
yeah,
a
like
month would
I don't
be.
know what equates to that, but I would
I
take
don't
a
know.
hundred
I don't know.
dollars a month, man.
I would take $1.
Hell, 10 cents would be cool.
It'd be cool.
Yeah,
But yeah, if we got to like a Joe Rogan experience level of like
that'd be insane. Two dudes bullshitting nonsense.
2 dudes.
Two
Yeah.
dudes chilling in a hot tub.
I mean, that's past made it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I have two final questions for us today. And if you could sit across from the version of yourself that was recording in episode 1, what would you tell them?
Mm. Um, keep going. Like, stick through it. Because I mean, there was a couple times where I'm like, man, this shit is just every week. I'm like, fuck, I don't know what to talk about. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
And then I definitely noticed I just wasn't as locked in to record sometimes. So I would say stay focused, locked in, and keep pushing.
Yeah. Um,
What about you?
I don't know what I would tell myself 4 years ago just because like I feel like things have gone pretty well, but like just look back, tell them lock in, like just keep going, do it, and uh stay funny, man. Like just stay funny. Like don't lose the
Yeah,
sense of humor. Like just keep it up. People love it. Um
that's a good
I
one.
think that's it. I don't know. I don't really have any advice for myself 4 years ago other than like I said, just hey, keep your head up, stay funny. It'll get you through it. Um
That's a good way. Yeah, I like that.
Now 4 years from now, going off of that, what do you hope that version of yourself would say to you today?
Um,
I got a great
that
answer.
you're getting there.
Hmm.
I hope something along the lines of like you might be in a rough patch currently, but there is that greener grass that we talked about last week.
Yeah.
You know, something along the lines of that probably.
I just want to hear
What about
like
you?
you're gonna do it. Just you're gonna do it. 4
Yeah,
words. You're gonna do it. That's it.
I like that.
Rock it.
I definitely
No
like
matter
that.
what, stick with it. You're gonna do it. Whatever dream you're chasing, keep pushing, man. Find those green lights, and we'll be chilling. That
Yeah,
simple. But
I
buddy, if
like
you
that.
don't have anything else, that is the
I don't.
2026 TKT Award anniversary show.
Full 4 years. We got a degree.
Insane. Yeah, got a bachelor's degree in bullshitting. Anyways, guys, if you
Hell
enjoyed
yeah.
this episode, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe down below on YouTube. And make sure you leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We appreciate you guys every single day. 10,000 listens, 82 episodes, and 4 years later. Much love, everybody. We'll see you all on the next one.
Peace.